everybody. Thank you for joining me for my current edition of the Kern's Corona Casa concerts. In today's program, I drew inspiration from the vice presidential debates last week. So as I had said in my post, this concert has nothing to do with political anything. I'm not here to endorse any specific candidate, nothing. But I had to say that when I was watching the presidential debate last week and it got upstaged by a single housefly in my entire life. I have never seen a housefly upstage anything of that magnitude. I laughed so hard and I thought, you know what? That housefly definitely needs 15 minutes of fame. And from that thought, today's concert was born. So I just have to show you, I am ready. I've got my fly swatters ready to go. Not quite sure how I'm going to make them, how I can use these and play at the same time, but we will find out. Anyway, I just realized they're out of camera range, but that's okay. So what I have for you today is a program consisting of music about flies and ladybugs and butterflies and worms and spiders and all kinds of creepy crawlies. I have to tell you, I had so much fun putting this program together, and I hope that you will enjoy listening to it as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. So first I would like to start with the old folk song, Shoo Fly. Shoo Fly, don't bother me, you know that one. What I bet you didn't know, and I know I didn't know, was that this song was actually written way back in 1869 by a guy by the name of Thomas Brigham Bishop. He was a commanding officer of one of the black regiments in the Civil War, and that regiment was called Company G. So if you know the lyrics to the song, when you hear it talk about Company G, that's what they're talking about, Mr. Bishop's regiment. And with that, let's do a little bit of Shoo Fly. And again, if you know the song, please feel free to join in. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. 'Cause I belong to Company G. I feel like a morning star. I feel like a morning star. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. 'Cause I belong to Company G. I feel that's what my mother said. I feel like going back to bed. I just made that up. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. 'Cause I belong to Company G. All right. Thank you. So that'll give you a little clue of just how serious today's programming actually is. All right. Next up is a song that was actually taken from a poem by Mary Howitt that was written in 1829. This, I've got to find it in my book. I wrote down the titles but not the page numbers. And this week, yes, I do have my set list in order, the correct order, before I press the live video button. So we're good to go for, I had to redeem myself from last time. But anyway, so this is this is a musical setting of a poem by the British poet Mary Howitt. She wrote this poem in 1829. The song is called, well, the poem is called The Spider and the Fly. We don't know who the first person was that actually set this to music, but what I do know is that the earliest recorded version of this was done in 1930 by a guy named Robert Hicks. Now, if you're a performer, the name Robert Hicks doesn't make the most exciting stage name, so he decided to change it, and he goes by the name of Barbecue Bob. So, Barbecue Bob did the first recording of this, and I'm about to try The Spider and the Fly for you. Here we go. Will you walk into my parlor, said the spider to the fly, to the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. You have only to pop your head just inside of the door. You'll see so many curious things you never saw before. Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? This is a fable, by the way. See if you can guess what the moral of this fable is. lips should meet, a wager I should lay of 10 to 1 you would not care to let them come away. Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? For the last time now I ask you, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? No! If I do, may I be shot. I'm off, so now goodbye. Then up he springs, both his wings were in the web caught fast. The spider laughed, ha ha, my boy, I've caught you safe at last. Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? Now all young folks take warning by this foolish little fly, for pleasure is the spider's web, to catch you it will try. And though you may not think that my advice you want no more, you're lost if you stand parleying outside of pleasure's door. Oh, will you walk in, Mr. Fly? Oh, will you keep out, Mr. Fly? Thank you so much. What a fun song that is. There's a lot of material that I'm doing today that I remember singing when I was a very little girl, some that I remember teaching when I was a Music Together teacher several years ago, and some that I just learned about this week. Really, really cool stuff. So speaking of Music Together, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this program, but it is a very highly regarded and 100% research-based early music program of music and movement for, as they say, children and the parents who love them. What I loved about this Music Together program is that they have songs about everything that relate to children, or that children can relate to, I mean. Everything from family life to animals to playing in the park to trains. I mean, everybody's got to have a train song, right? But they also have all kinds of songs about bugs. So this is a very beautiful number that was done as what they call a vocable. A vocable is anything that you sing, that you vocalize, but that isn't an actual word. Scatting could be considered vocables because you're singing syllables rather than words. This song was written by the founder of the Music Together program, Lily Levinovitz, and this one is called Butterfly. Well-balanced diet, much like what we eat, what we have to hear. So a lot of their pieces are not just major and minor, but rather modal. So for those of you that are music theory geeks, you'll notice that this song is not in the minor mode, but the Dorian mode. How cool is that? Also in a triple meter, which makes it really easy for the kids to feel this rhythm, and they tend to run around the room and sway their arms up in the air just like butterflies. Thank you so much for that. By the way, if you're here today, please feel free to drop a comment in the comments section so that I know you're here and I know who to say hi to. Next up, we have a tune that I discovered has a lot of different sets of lyrics to it. Some of them are really cute and sweet, and some of them are not. This was set to the tune of Arkansas Traveler. Did you know that that was the state song of Arkansas, by the way? The set of lyrics that go with the children's version of this song actually gets more gross as the song continues on. This is I'm Bringing Home a Baby Bumblebee. And I'm not going to sing the gross one because it talks about spitting out the bumblebee and then licking it up, and then the kid gets sick, so he barfs it up, and then he cleans it up. It's just really gross stuff. So I'm going to I'll sing the cleaner, much nicer lyrics to this, all right? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Ow! He stung me! I'm bringing home a baby dinosaur. Won't my mommy kick him out the door? I'm bringing home a baby dinosaur. Ow! He kicked me! I'm bringing home a baby hippopotamus. Won't my mommy fuss and fuss and fuss? I'm bringing home a baby hippopotamus. Well, ouch! He swallowed me. Thank you very much. Okay. We go from bumblebees to swallowing a fly. So this is a tune. I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed that fly, but hey. And I'm sure we all know how that song turned out. So what does I know an old lady who swallowed a fly have to do with the 12 days of Christmas? Anybody have an idea? Well, that type of song is called a cumulative song. As you know from the 12 days of Christmas, each line in the verse gets added to the next verse, so that when you sing the first verse of 12 days, all you're singing about is the partridge in the pear tree. But by the time you get to the last verse, you're singing about the partridge plus all the other 11 things that go with the 12 days. So you have all 12 verses wrapped up in the last verse. Well, I know an old lady who swallowed a fly is the same idea. By the time you get to the last verse, she swallowed a whole bunch of stuff, not just the fly. Anyway, what I can tell you is that the lyrics to this tune were written in 1952 by Rose Bond and Alan Mills, and the definitive recording of this was released in 1953 by none other than Burl Ives. I know an old lady who swallowed a fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a spider. It wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed a spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a bird. Isn't that absurd to swallow a bird? She swallowed the bird to catch the spider who wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. There's no place to breathe in this thing. I know an old lady who swallowed a cat. Just imagine that. She swallowed a cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider who wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a dog. Ooh, what a hog! Ooh, what a hog! She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider who wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. Swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a goat. She just opened her throat and swallowed the goat. Swallowed the goat to catch the dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider who wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her, and swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. Okay, Pastor Larry, I apologize in advance. I knew an old lady who swallowed a minister. Isn't that sinister? She swallowed a minister. She swallowed a minister to catch the goat, and swallowed the goat to catch the dog. She swallowed a dog to catch the cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird, and swallowed the bird to catch the spider that wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. Swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a rhinoceros. Isn't that preposterous? She swallowed a rhino to catch the minister. She swallowed the minister to catch the goat. She swallowed the goat you know what? She choked. And that was the end of that. So that is an example of a cumulative song. And you know what? I don't think they make enough Pepto-Bismol in the world to cover a tummy ache that one would get after swallowing all that stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, next up, we have another song that was made popular a long time ago, and generations of children have sung this. This one's also included in the Music Together collection. So here in America, we know this song as Itsy Bitsy, but in Australia and the United Kingdom, they call it Itsy Wincy. This song first appeared in songbooks as early as 1910, and of course I'm talking about the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So the itsy wincy spider climbed up the spout again. Did you hear what I did there? Itsy wincy? That way we cover all of our bases. Let's do that one more time just because it's so cute. Ready? The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. You know, I gotta say, I'm having a great time reliving my childhood through this program. Thank you. All right. This next song is another one about a spider. And which book did it go in? Here we go. Again, I was very careful to write down which song was in which book, but for some reason, page numbers didn't get put down in here. So this song, this next tune, is another one about a spider. This was written for a movie that came out in 1973 by the Walt Disney Studios powerhouse songwriting team, Richard and Robert Sherman. Yes, they were brothers. This came out, the movie came out in 1973, the song in 1971, and this is the theme to Charlotte's Web. You know, I actually don't think I ever saw the movie. I did read the book. I loved the book. Never saw the movie, and I didn't know just how beautiful a song this is. You know, it's funny too, as I was looking up songs and doing Google searches on songs about insects, songs about flies, songs about bugs, you know, songs about whatever, I would get the funniest hits, things that I would never have expected to be part of those searches. And this next song is actually one of those. But you know, now that I think about it, it does make perfect sense. So this one was written for a cartoon that I do remember my brother watching very, very religiously every Saturday morning. The cartoon came out in 1967. The songwriting team, Paul Francis Webster and Bob Harris. It was about a guy who used to dress up in a red and blue stretchy suit. And, oh my gosh, you know what? I think I left the lyrics in my printer. You know what? I'm just going to leave them there because we don't need them. So if you happen to know this song, feel free to sing along. Yes, I'm talking about Spider-Man. I have got to find an extended arrangement of that. That one is so much fun. Okay, so this next one, I'll dig out my book here, was written in 1916. And if I tell you what inspired this one, you're going to know immediately what this one is called. So the songwriting team who wrote this was Raymond Hubble and John L. Golden. It has been covered by just about anybody who is anybody in the jazz world. You know, this book only has 972 pages in it. Anyway, covered by just about anybody who is anybody in the jazz world, and it was inspired by an opera. And the question is, can you guess which opera that was? Yes, I'm sure you probably can. Why am I not finding it? Oh, there we go. Okay. So, this tune is called Poor Butterfly. And yes, it was inspired by the gorgeous Puccini opera, Madama Butterfly. Here we go. side note about Madame Butterfly. When I was 20 years old, my dad took me to Italy, and we spent a month there visiting family and sightseeing. One of the places that we went to was this beautiful town called Torre del Lago, which means castle by the lake. And that was where Puccini actually had a home there. His home was turned into a museum, and in that museum, behind a glass case, was the piano on which he played while he was composing Madame Butterfly. I never forgot that home. It was such a beautiful, beautiful setting, and frankly, Puccini is just one of my favorites. Now, of course, if we're talking about Poor Butterfly from Madame Butterfly, then of course we need to do a song from Madame Butterfly itself. So this is an aria from that opera called O mio babbino caro. It is meant to be sung by a young girl who is a soprano, of which I am neither. I'm neither young nor a soprano, but it's a beautiful aria, and I hope you enjoy it. She is in the aria. She is asking her father, babbino, which is the Italian word for daddy. She's asking her babbino for permission to go out walking in the moonlight across the Ponte Vecchio, the old bridge, with her boyfriend. And as is with typical teenage drama, she says, "If you don't give me permission, Daddy, I'm just going to throw myself off the bridge, and that'll be the end of it." And I don't think that's what happened, but it still makes for a beautiful song. So here we go. Thank you. I could have sung those high A flats when I was 19. Not anymore. Okay, next up, we have this really cute song in this really big book that was actually written as a children's song in Germany way back in 1902. Hang on one second. Again, page 218. 218. Here we are. Here we go. Okay. So this song, as I said, was written in 1902 in Germany as a children's nursery rhyme type tune. The lyrics were actually written in English in 1952 by the great songwriter Johnny Mercer. The definitive recording of this was, well, maybe definitive because it's the one that I remember best. I don't know, but my favorite, I guess I should have said my favorite recording of this tune was done by the Mills Brothers. And I am talking about Glowworm. it. All right, thank you. This next tune I did at a recent Saturday afternoon concert. I think it was the CZU Fire Benefit concert in August, because it's all about keeping your chin up, and when life throws you a bunch of lemons, you got to make lemonade out of them. You have to find a way to keep persevering no matter what is thrown your way. This tune was written by Jimmy Van Heusen and Sammy Cahn in 1959, and I didn't know this, but apparently it won the Oscar that year for the Best Original Song for a movie, oh my gosh, not On Your Toes, it was something to do with toes. Tapping Your Toes? Something like that. I'm going to have to look that up. But anyway, of course the song I'm talking about is the beautiful and very inspirational High Hopes. Next time you're found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned, so look around. Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move that rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you're getting low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. There goes another rubber tree plant. And there goes another rubber tree plant. When troubles call and your back's to the wall, there's a lot to be learned. That wall could fall. Whoa! Once there was a silly old ram. He thought he'd punch a hole in a dam. Well, no one could make that ram scram. He kept butting that dam 'cause he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you're feeling bad, instead of feeling sad, just remember that ram. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam. All problems are just a toy balloon. They'll be busted soon. They're just bound to go pop. Whoops, there goes another problem. Whoops, there goes another problem. Whoops, there goes another problem. Kerplop, kerplop. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. After High Hopes, we have not that one. I've got a song here that doesn't belong. All right, well, never mind that one. We have this next one is a song from Mexico that is actually really incredibly popular through all of Central America, parts of South America as well, and of course in the United States. The original lyrics to this are about a cockroach who is unable to walk for whatever reason. Well, the lyrics that I grew up with say that he couldn't walk because he didn't have enough of a certain herb, shall we say, to smoke. But the original words say, porque no tiene, porque le faltan, because he didn't have, he was missing, las dos patitas de atrás, his two little feet in back. He didn't have his rear feet, and that's why he couldn't walk. So, if you know how to sing La Cucaracha and you want to join me in this, please, cantamos juntos. Let's sing together, shall we? La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene marihuana que fumar. La cucaracha, ya no puedo caminar, porque no tiene, porque le faltan las dos patitas de atrás. All right. think that's enough of that one. All right. Anyway, so there's, oh, pardon me, excuse me a second. All these songs about bugs are making me get frogs in my throat. See what I did there? Okay, so this next tune apparently was used as a theme for the dating game way back when, made famous by the Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. I confess I don't know who actually wrote this, but I know that Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass recorded this, and I can remember my parents playing the LP that this song came on a lot, because my parents were huge fans of the Tijuana Brass, and we would dance all over the house to this tune. This is The Spanish Flea. I think I need to try that again. Fun stuff. Okay, so a lot of the songs that I have done today so far have talked about different insects, different creatures, but sometimes when you're looking for songs about flies, sometimes you come up with songs that have the word flies or fly in the title, but they're not talking about the insect, they're talking about the verb. Let's go fly a kite, or come fly away with me, or in the case of this next one, which was written in 1954 by Bart Howard and Sinatra recorded in 1964, we're talking about flying to the moon. In fact, this song, Fly Me to the Moon, became associated with the Apollo moon missions. Interesting fun fact for today. All right, Fly Me to the Moon. for flying away to the moon with me. Okay, next up, we have a hymn, believe it or not, that was introduced to me by one of my choir members at Trinity, and I am eternally grateful to her for turning me on to this song. This was written in 1929 by Albert Brumley, and over the years it has become a favorite amongst, believe it or not, bluegrass musicians. And the message in it is really nice. This is I'll Fly Away. Now if you can imagine the piano sounding like a banjo, that will help. Some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away, fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away, fly away. When the shadows of this life have grown, I'll fly away, fly away. Like a bird from prison bars have flown, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. Oh yes, I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. So the message in that song isn't so much when I'm done with my earthly days I'm going to go fly away to heaven, but rather I think times may be tough now, but eventually those times will fly away and we will have good times again. Hopefully soon. But that's my takeaway for this, is that eventually things are going to be okay. Alrighty, so what have we here? Oh, might help if I turn the page. Okay, so as I had mentioned earlier, there were all kinds of interesting results that popped up when I was doing research on this concert. When I put in the term or the phrase songs about bugs, I got a whole bunch of hits, and a lot of them, believe it or not, were this particular tune that was written in 1960 by Mac David and Jerry Livingston. Now granted, this doesn't have anything to do with bugs that you would use these for. You like my bouquet of fly swatters? Not this kind of bugs, but rather the bugs that eats a carrot and says, "What's up, Doc?" Yeah, Bugs Bunny. That's who came up on this search. So what I'm looking at now is the theme to the Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck show. This is it. note here. If we're going to be playing Bugs Bunny music, then we have to do the theme to Looney Tunes, okay? I have to throw this in. Okay, I feel much better now. Okay, so let's go back to ladybugs. Beautiful, beautiful little ladybugs. Again, going back to the Music Together program, one of the songs that they had done, again by Lily Levinowitz and her partner, business partner, Ken Gilmartin, both of whom are early childhood music experts and educators, came up with this other beautiful melody that once again uses very simple words, and again it's in a minor key, and this is called the Ladybug Song. Ladybug, she creeps along, and as she creeps, she sings her song. La 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 la. Ladybug, she spreads her wings, and as she flies, her song she sings. La 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 la. So the cool thing about the ladybug is that you can also use this song to teach dynamics, because as the ladybug creeps along, you know, she goes kind of soft. Ladybug, she creeps along, and as she creeps, she sings her song. La 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 la. And then, of course, as she spreads her wings, she expands, and with this, her expansion comes the sound expansion. Ladybug, she spreads her wings, and as she flies, she songs her sings. La 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 la. How about that? A multi-purpose song. Anyway, when my kids were little, that was one of their favorites, and mine too, frankly. There's also another Music Together song, the Bumblebee song, and this one is a chant rather than a song. And now, oh gosh, oh yes, it took me a second to remember how it goes. Here is the beehive, but where are the bees? Hidden away where nobody sees. Watch, and you'll see them pop out of their hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bzzz. And the kids just love that. Here is the beehive, but where are the bees? Hidden away where nobody sees. Watch, and you'll see them come out of the hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I knew I'd find a use for those fly spotters. I finally did. Okay, I have a song for you, and then a story, and then I'm going to close the program today. So this next tune was recorded by, you know, if I tell you who did this, you're probably going to know immediately what this is. It was done in 1964. There are several songwriters who claim to have written this. They like to take credit for it, but the one on the music says Herb Newman. I have no idea who Herb Newman is, but he's the one that I guess is taking credit for this tune. Recorded in 1964 by Jewel Akins. Again, I'm talking about flying things, but they have nothing to do with the flying things themselves. This is The Birds and the Bees. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above and a thing called love. Let me tell you about the stars in the sky and a girl and a guy and the way they could kiss on a night like this. When I look into your big brown eyes, it's so very plain to see that it's time you learned about the facts of life, starting from A to Z. So let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above. Yes, my husband has hazel eyes. I'm the one that has brown eyes, but I don't want to sing this song to myself. That would just be weird. When I look into my big brown eyes, I'm not sure how that would go over. Anyway, so when I was advertising this concert on Facebook, I had put in a little teaser that if you tuned in, I was going to tell you the story about a moth that almost interrupted a pianist in concert years and years ago that I happened to be in the audience for. As time goes on, my memory is starting to go a little bit. I mean, not really, but I just don't remember who this pianist was. But I remember he was a really big name, and he was playing somewhere near the College of Marin in Kentfield, sold-out house. It was a really, really warm evening, and the doors to the venue were all open because it was hot, and there wasn't any air conditioning in there. Well, as you know, when you open the door and you leave the door open, things start flying in, right? And as this guy was in the middle of playing a really heavy-duty piece, he was really into it, and all of a sudden this moth flew in and landed right here on his nose. Now, those of you that are trained performers, no matter what your medium is, you all know that you don't stop for anything. And this guy, he was playing away, and this moth was on his nose, and he couldn't stop to get rid of the moth. You know, you can't stop to do this. So as he's playing away, he's trying to do, I'll have to demonstrate a little something here. I'll play a little Mozart for you. And pretend I got a moth on my nose. That went on for probably a good solid 5 minutes. The moth outlasted the fly last week. But eventually the moth got tired of this. I guess he didn't like Mozart and wanted to hear some Beethoven. I don't know, but the moth finally gave up and flew away. No amount of, could get it to go, but it finally did. So anyway, thank you for sticking with me through this very zany program today. This was so much fun. 2 weeks from today is October 25th. That day, we're going to be doing music about heroes and villains and all kinds of seasonal favorites. So think Halloween. Not the super duper creepy scary stuff, but just good fun. So I hope you'll be able to tune in for that. So I'd like to close out today's program with the piece that seems to have become an audience favorite. And this one was originally written by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov. I am not going to play Rimsky-Korsakov's version of this. I don't have enough fingers. I don't have enough instruments because you need a whole symphony orchestra for this. That would be the Flight of the Bumblebee. Instead, I'm going to play the version that Jack Fina came up with in 1946. This is the Bumble Boogie. Hang on a second. Okay, this is the Bumble Boogie. I think I should have drunk another cup of espresso. All right, here we go. I think I got him. All right. Thank you all so very much for staying with me this afternoon. I so appreciate you all being here. These concerts are going every 2 weeks. I'm not in it to raise tips. I'm not in it to earn money here. I'm just in it to play some fun music, give you all something to listen to that might bring a smile to your face every other Saturday afternoon. If you have any ideas for themes, concert themes, or songs that you might like to hear, I do have classical background, so it doesn't have to be pop or jazz. It could be pretty much anything you want. So message me, text me, call me, email me, whatever. But thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks again. Bye-bye.